Hey everybody, back from the weekend. Just been playing catch up today, doing chores around the house, errands, paying bills, all that good stuff. Listening to records. Right now I'm listening to the great new guitar sounds on Spinorama Records. There's not a single credited musician on here, but it's fun. Ruby Tuesday's on right now, which is it's pretty hokey. Cool guitars though, definitely. I'm gonna do another installment of the indie alphabet because I haven't done one in a while. This is gonna be the letter G, and after that we're gonna start. There's gonna be several letters per update because I don't have as many to justify a whole update. But we start with Charlotte Gainsbourg's IRM. This came out in 2009, and this is great. This is produced, and a lot of the music was written by Beck, and it plays kind of like a Beck album, and a really good Beck album at that. Very dark. It's also sexy. I mean, you can't have Charlotte singing it without it being sexy. Apparently, she had a close brush with death, actually, before this album. So there's some pretty dark themes, pretty heavy themes on this record, and Beck is notorious for diving into those themes as well. So this works very, very nicely. And our record store, the record store that I worked in, bought this in 2009, and I just bought it like 6 months ago. It was the same copy. It had just been sitting on the shelves, so I just kept seeing it almost every single day, and finally it's just like I just need to listen to this, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I picked it up. It's a great record. Traces of, I pulled this out because it definitely reminds me of her daddy's record. It's very good, very good. The next is Gangs. This album's called Related. It's from 2010. This is also a double album. 2010 on Jaguar, and this is this is good stuff. It's, if you could imagine Godley and Cream's Cry stretched out over a double album, it's about what you'd have. This whole album is done at 64 beats per minute, and it works. This is a smooth album, starting from the first track, Gaudy Side of Town, to the last track, Last From on Earth. They're both excellent, and you have a nice Jaguar record label there, and also the symbol. This is a tasty one. Keeps you warm at night. And so does, as would this giant hot tub. Next is Granddaddy's The Software Slump. I believe this was released in 2000. The date's not on the record. This reissue is from 2010. And it's very inexpensive, and this is one of my favorite albums. When I first started really getting into independent music, I could listen to this any day of the week. The opener, He's Simple, He's Dumb, He's the Pilot, is just killer. This is very similar in theme to OK Computer. Sort of just death of technology kind of thing. I don't know. This has a lot more humor in it, I feel, though. And to me, this is a classic. This is a 10 for me, absolutely. Maybe a 9.5, but close to a 10. Grandchildren's Everlasting. These are some friends of mine from Philadelphia. You'll hear me mention Philadelphia every now and then because our band's promoter lives up there. For a lot of shows, we work with this guy. So these guys we played a bunch of shows with, Grandchildren. This came out 2010, and it's pretty nice. It sounds like it's very progressive, indie, very influenced by Animal Collective, that sort of thing. They're on, if it means anything, Green Owl Records, who are generally a world music, a current contemporary world music label. The Very Best is on their label, for instance. These guys are great. The album art on this whole record is pretty awesome. These visuals accompany their live show. They're like a 7 or 8 piece band, depending on when you see them too. I'm not sure what they're up to these days. I haven't checked in on them in a while. That's a fun record. Grandchildren, Everlasting. The last 3 records are Grizzly Bear, Yellow House. This is a fantastic pressing on Warp. Another double vinyl with these great photographs. I believe that's the house that this album was recorded in. And this is played at 45 RPM. Just a great pressing of this album. Probably my favorite, Yellow House, if only because it's, I got this the day it came out, and I just listened to it a million times. I still like everything else they've done. This is the Friend EP, and this is pretty good. Their live band was coming together, so there's a lot of songs on here that were on Yellow House that are more fleshed out into kind of a full band situation. There's also a few covers on here. Knife by CSS, also a cover of Knife by Atlas Sound. Those are both really good. The Plans cover by Band of Horses is alright to me. But this is a nice EP. It's got like a fair amount of tracks for an EP, even if some of them are by other people. Nice little stopgap in between their next album, Ketamist, which is just a classic. Everybody pretty much, I think, knows about this. And as usual, just these guys know how to package a record and produce one. It sounds gorgeous. And I don't have the new one, which kind of sucks, but they put so much care into the production of the actual physical product that I'm like half unemployed these days, so I can't afford a $25 record, unfortunately. But I've heard it a bunch, and it's great. But that's it for the G's. That is. I hope some of y'all enjoyed that. Thanks. I'll talk to you soon.